Well, your Zers, did not get lucky in the draft lottery.
No, they got not quite as unlucky as possible. There was a 2.2% chance that they'd get the 8th pick, and that did not happen.
No, they're going to pick 7th.
Yeah. I do love how some people are trying to spin this into a positive, though.
Well, yeah, I went straight to Danny Meringue's Twitter to see what everyone was saying. That's
yeah.
And the first thing I saw was, the Blazers actually like being 7th. They would rather be 7th.
my two things that I've heard that are great that are out there is salary slots. You'd know there's no one in this draft that you want to pay like a top 3 player. So salary concerns, you'd much rather have the 7th. And then this one, because there's no surefire thing, picking in the top 3 could be a reach, whereas picking at 7, it's someone that's more, you're more likely to not feel that you reached for it. That is the most spin horse ass I've ever heard. It's amazing. You had 21 wins. It's your 3rd worst season in franchise history, and your reward for that is picking 7th in supposedly a terrible draft, and you're trying to put a positive spin on that? Come on.
Well, how long you lived here, dude? They're always doing that crap. But I mean,
hey, Steph Curry was the 7th pick.
I don't know. Somebody texted me. They're like, Blazers don't, screwed again. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Didn't they get lucky last year? They moved up last year.
Yeah, they moved up, but not to 1. They didn't.
But they got number 3.
They didn't get.
Yeah, I think they were slotted to get 5 or 6.
I think they were
like
5. They got 3. So it's like almost like this.
They got a guy that didn't even finish in the top 6.
But they got, but they did not fall down. Like, I don't know. Blazer fans got this.
They were hyped. I specifically remember sitting here. You guys were on location at a draft party, and you said Schultze was running laps high-fiving everybody that the Blazers moved up.
It was crazy because they were thinking at that, as they kept moving up, it was like Blazers still didn't get, it's like number 4. And then
what was crazy, though,
so everyone was going crazy.
They were like, I forget what it was, but like of all the combinations that were left, like overwhelmingly, the Blazers should have, when they got to that point, should have had the number 1 pick. There was a couple different combinations, and the vast majority of them should have gone Portland's way. So maybe someone can say that they got cursed with that, but I mean,
but they got the number 1 pick the year they got Odin.
Yeah, Odin,
and that was a great draft to get the number 1 pick.
Should be pissed is the Pistons. I think the Pistons have never moved up.
Correct.
Like they always moved down.
I saw Twitter had it. There was somebody on Twitter that said in the last 18 years of the NBA draft, the Pistons have moved up 1 time, once.
And I think it's the 2nd time that they've had the odds on. They've been the odds-on favorite for the number 1 pick and fallen all the way to 5.
Yes.
That's happened to them twice now.
Well, that's
so they've had the worst record 2 years in a row and have picked 5th.
So
twice.
You have no right to complain.
That's horrendous,
come on, man.
Yeah.
So
that's
the Blazers,
depressing.
Yeah, so they'll pick 7. Whatever. Atlanta got the number 1 pick and they only had a 3% chance.
Yeah.
So they got really lucky. So they're going to pick number 1, Washington 2, Houston 3, Spurs 4, Pistons 5, then Charlotte, and then Portland. The Blazers also get number 14 because Golden State didn't jump up. So the Blazers have 2 lottery picks, 7 and 14.
In a draft that apparently no one really wants to pick in. So,
well, I was just looking at NBADraft.net. They have the Blazers taking Stephon Castle, the guard from UConn.
Yeah.
But he's a bigger guard. He's a longer guard.
I love let's all guard.
Yes.
All guard all the time.
It would be wild to see them draft another guard, but at least this one is they compare him to Dante Exum. He's lengthy.
Sure.
And he's supposed to be legit. He's a freshman from UConn.
Mm-hmm.
And then at 14 they have him taking Tyler Smith, a power forward, 6'11" power forward from the G League.
No.
Yeah, man.
I've seen in some mocks at number 14, Zach Edey. Let's go.
Where's he on this?
By the way, did you see Edey at the combine run his sprint? It's not a 40. It's like a 3/4.
They call it a 3/4 court, which is, I guess, the floor's 90 feet, so that's got to be, my math's bad, but that's what, 60-something?
Do yourself a favor, please, and just go on Twitter, X, whatever. Just look at Zach Edey running. It's the best thing you'll see all day.
The best commentary I saw on that was someone that just captioned it, I believe that belongs to Mr. Gilmore.
100%.
The guy chasing him down from the movie.
If you want to know why Zach Edey won't succeed in the NBA, there you go. Like Tom Brady's got to be insulted because people are like, that looks like Tom Brady running a 40. No, it does not.
Well, according to NBADraft.net, Zach Edey will go 35th to San Antonio. One spot after the Blazers pass on him.
Edey and Wemby, look out.
Yes, for Alex Karaban, the small forward from UConn.
Look,
Wouldn't that be cool if Portland just drafted a bunch of UConn guys
Yeah,
and
let's
did
go.
what the Knicks are doing?
Just
The Knicks have basically the old Villanova
Yeah.
team, and they play the same way. They're really good. Portland should just build
And-
UConn in the NBA.
Well, and get this too, like Chauncey doesn't want to be here. We don't want
Chaunce.
Chauncey to be here. So fire Chauncey after next year. Bring in Hurley,
Dan
and
Hurley.
and if we can't get the good Hurley brother, give us the bad one down at Arizona State.
Give us
and
the dad.
Tank
There
again.
you go, tank again, and away it happens. And I know a lot of Blazer fans are freaked out because in the drafts they have them picking guards. Because I've seen Castle, I've seen the is it Topic or Topic, the Serbian point guard. I've seen a lot of mocks with the Blazers taking a point guard, but and while it is baffling to think that they could draft another guard, someone did point out that are you telling me that where the Blazers are at that you can pick for like need at this point? You might want to just pick the best player. Like if you think
Well,
that this
assuming he is the best player.
well, I'm not saying, but if you think this Topic guy who's like a 6'6" Serbian guard, if you think that guy is by far the best player, I say draft it because this team is so far from being competitive.
Yeah.
I don't care. Draft 6 more guards. If you can find 2 to 3 guards that can play, look, eventually this roster is going to have to be pared down. You're not going to go forward with all the guards that you have. So there's going to be movement. And, he's like, oh, well, we drafted Scoot last year. Sure. And that's fine. And Scoot may turn out to be something great. But Scoot or Shaden or anyone hasn't proved Jack S that they are the future of the team. So if you think that Castle or Topic or any other guard is the best player on the board, I have zero problem with Portland taking a bigger guard. Now, I swear, if they draft like that Shepherd kid who's like 6'2" and white, like that's like, seriously, stop drafting undersized guards. But if you're taking some rugged 6'5", 6'6" guard, in a draft where apparently there isn't like any real game changers, I don't have any problem with that.
By the way, 6th straight year, the team with the worst record will not get the number 1 pick.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Yeah, lottery, man.
I don't know if that's
Well, the difference between
good.
if you've looked at the ping pong balls, like the odds, it's not like when you're the worst team, you have overwhelming better odds than the teams behind you. So,
Well, the incentive there is to not tank,
yes.
but that doesn't seem to be working. And now, I mean, I guess it kind of it's not really working because
No,
teams
'cause
are tanking
teams tank all the time.
right. So
And by the way,
so why not just give the worst record the number 1 pick?
Well, I think the idea is that they're at least then you're not guaranteed to you're not guaranteed if you imagine like with the Wemby draft, right? Imagine if it was literally just, hey, worst team.
Who would that have been? Detroit then, huh?
I think it would have been Detroit. But can you imagine how the lineups that would have been run out that season if you knew that the reward for being dead last was Wembayama? Oh my God. They'd be running you out there.
Yeah, but I mean that's true, but it didn't. I don't know if didn't they tank anyway? They all were tanking.
Tank, but there's a difference between tanking and just refusing to put like the Blazers tanked this year, but they played hard and it's if next year if it's the Cooper Flag or the Ace Bailey draft or whatever, the lottery does to me make sense. You can't just have it be a team that's like, dude, I refuse to win a game and I'm guaranteed to get the number 1 overall pick. I don't want that. I'd much rather this. At least then you have some element of chance to it.
I'm watching Djokovic go down.
Right? Seriously. Come on.
Yeah,
That's
that's bad.
That's embarrassing.
Not even Zach Edey would do that.
And I get a hydro flask is a it's a metal thing, and maybe there's some water in there. It fell, not thrown. It fell from maybe a foot or 2 above
You
him.
got bonked. It wasn't that big of a deal.
He
My
got
God.
booped.
He did. He got booped.
Boop, boop.
And you went down like that. Stop it.
All right. Well, Blazers pick 7th and 14th.